Okay, so thanks for coming back, everyone that was here already. And if you were just now getting here, you didn't miss a thing. So thanks. If you're watching this live, just comment, say hey, let me know you're here. If you're watching this on replay, do a little hashtag replay, just so I know, who's watching what. And I'm going to do something different tonight. So my friend Gail told me about this. I said, I want to give away the card that I'm making. And how do I do that? And she said, oh, use this Facebook comment picker. So I've not used it before. So we will see how it works out. Hopefully it's not too much trouble, like starting this video was. But we'll see. Okay. So today I am going to show you ink smashing. Now, this is a card that I'm going to recreate. And let me bring it up a little closer. I can never tell where it is. So we're using watercolor paper, but all this ink in here, this we're going to get from the ink smashing. Now, if you are familiar with ink smooshing is you put a little ink on a surface, like we're going to use this glass mat here, and then you spritz it with water and use acetate to lump colors on it. I wanted a bigger scale. I wanted to do the whole card, and I am smashing my ink pads completely on the glass surface. So that's why I call it ink smashing. Like smooshing, similar technique, but on a bigger scale. So for this we need watercolor paper. This is, and I will put my measurements on my YouTube, like in the details. But for now, watercolor paper, this is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. Then we'll need a white border to go around that. That'll be 5 1/4 by 4. And actually, I want you to make 2 of these because since I like a colored card, I like to put white on the inside so you can write on it. So that's what we'll use that other one for. So watercolor paper, and then I'm using Bermuda Bay. And this is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and then you score it in half at 4 1/4. So, like I've said before, when I make my score line there, I fold it that way. All right, and then I'm going to give this a little, make that crisp. All right, so let's get into the technique. So we've got our watercolor paper. I'm using a glass mat for this, and I like this white background one so I can see it. I know a lot of people like the Tim Holtz one and it's black and shiny and cool. My only issue with that is then I can't see what I'm doing. And I don't like that. I want to see what I'm doing. So the colors I'm going to use, Bermuda Bay and Blueberry Bushel. And Blueberry Bushel is one of the colors that is retiring in another month or so. So unfortunate, but I liked it here. So we'll need that, watercolor paper, water. This is just a water bottle from Walmart, cheapy cheapy. All right, let me put this away where you can't see it and it will not get sprayed. So let me look for the video and see where this is catching up. So I want to be like here. All right, so I'm going to open the ink pads. Oh, and by the way, I changed the setting on my phone to do a higher definition video. And as far as I can tell on my laptop, I can't tell any difference. Wah, wah. So I'll have to go and check on that later. But hopefully it's a little bit clearer. We'll see. All right, ink pad, smashing. We're smashing it right on this glass mat. Okay? Then we're going to take the Bermuda Bay. Notice I still have some of the old style pads. I don't care. I like them. Now I will say one thing. I need to pay attention where I'm lining this up because the first time I did it, I landed this edge right in the blueberry. And then I had to like put some paper towel in there. So I'm going to lean sideways some. Really pay attention because I don't want to wreck my pads. All right. So I'm just smashing it and giving it a little twist. So that's why I'm calling this ink smashing, because I am smashing the entire ink pad. Okay, now I've got some paper towels at the ready. And I'm gonna cover my I'm going to spray this with water, and I found out the hard way that it sprayed it everywhere. Now, I want to wet the watercolor paper first, just so it's kind of like priming a paintbrush when you're painting. You want your paintbrush to be wet because a wet brush picks up more paint easily, or, you know, more easy than a dry brush. So same thing here. Oh, I got some little specks from my little spray. That'll be the back side. All right, so I'm gonna just spray it. You could take a watercolor brush and just paint it on, but I'm just gonna spray it. And I'm actually gonna do both sides, and I'll do this off camera. Because if you don't, it starts to curl. So that's why I wanna give it both sides so it will like decurl the curl. All right, now this is all wet. Now we're gonna spray the ink liberally, and see that's starting to move. That's because my glass is a little tilted, but all right, we're gonna push this right in here. And this is messy, by the way, but it's cool, so it doesn't matter. I love that. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, now I should have had my paper plate. So what I do, I will set this off to the side and let this dry overnight. If you had more paper, you could just keep sopping up all this color and make a whole bunch of other pieces to work with. I love it. I hate to go to waste, but I gotta clean this up. So, man, that's a nice squeak. Now, last time I did not clean off my mat very well. All right. Actually, that's all I need for that. So I'm just going to set this off to the side. Get my paper. Oh, yeah, my glass mat was a little leaner, so I had to use good old Budweiser. Okay, now, by the magic of TV, I already have a piece that dried, because you can, let me bring this back. You can take a heat tool and dry this, or you can just let it air dry. I like it better air drying just to see what will happen, because then I go back and flick water on it. So again, this is the watercolor paper. When you take water and you just splash, 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 and let that dry too, and then you get these little water drops. I like that. On the original, I did not do that. And I really wish I had. So this one that we're making now is going to be better. And actually that little water drip there. Yeah, you can take a paper towel and get it, or you can just let it air dry. Doesn't matter, either way. All right, so this is ready to go. Now we're going to stamp our octopus. Now, as luck would have it, I picked these two sets to work with, the Magical Mermaid and Sea of Textures, and then yesterday we found out they were on the retired list, so wah wah. I still like them though. All right, so let's put him on a block. Now, to get this different color here, we're gonna do, it used to be called Rock and Roll. I guess it's still called that. So we're gonna ink it up in a lighter color first, Coastal Cabana. So we'll just get him going. That's everywhere. Then we take the darker color, in this case Bermuda Bay. The idea is to rock and roll it around here, but he's such a weird shape. I had a hard time getting an even coating. So, I mean, I'm just gonna do the best I can. Yep. All right, and then stamp him down. See, I had this last time too, where you can see a line, but that's okay. It's all good. All right, now, so these under the sea dies, I would line them up as so, and I would either use a magnetic platform if your plates are very straight, or I would just use some tape that up. Run it through the Big Shot. and the magic of television, ta-da, we have one all ready to go. Okay, so Mr. Octopus is done. Now let's come back here. Now I want to get some background seaweed or whatever this thing is. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to stamp him in the same color. So I'm going to do blueberry bushel because that's kind of what's down at this end is the blueberry. And that's a tone on tone kind of thing. I like it. And I got more white space over here with this one, but I don't care because I really like this area over here in the top. So no two are going to be the same. And that's okay. All right, and one more. Okay. Now I want to add some of this stuff from the Magical Mermaid. And actually I'm going to use this little girl too. So, it's a little bit dry. I'm going to emboss in silver. So what I do, I'm going to run this embossing buddy first. And we're going to use a Versamark. And normally when you stamp on watercolor paper, it's very textured. It's lumpy. It's hard to get a really crisp image. So I would normally do this with like a Stamparatus or the Misty or something if I wanted this to be exact. This, I don't care if I miss some spots with this embossing powder because it's just as like to fill in and give it color anyway. So where'd my coffee filter go? Okay. And I'm actually going to show you a little trick with the Mermaid to fix some things that don't stamp exactly right. So I dump this all over. Tap, tap, tap. All right. Now you will have to excuse me because I'm going to have to heat this up. Poor planning on my part. I should have had one done so you wouldn't have to listen to the heat gun. I will do better next time. And my cord does it stretch that far? Okay. So I heat the back of it too because I just want the card to get heated up. Both sides. Alright, here we go. I don't know if that is showing. Do you see that change color? I like it. In the middle, in the end, I think they're all there. Okay, sorry about that. Again, next time I'll do better. Okay, so this is shaping up. We've got our cool background, our ink smash background, some splashes of water. We've got some tone-on-tone seaweed poking out, and then we've got some silver. Now I want to put this little girl. Is that one going to fit? Yep. Okay. Now again, watercolor paper is lumpy. It's hard to get a crisp image. So you can see that's inked up pretty good. All right, I'm just gonna hold it. Now since I didn't use a stamp positioner of any kind, it would be a lot of trouble to restamp this. All right, let's hope. Okay, this is perfect. All right, let me come in closer. So you see, let me get this. This is not perfect. Because of the texture of the paper, there's some bare spots. Do not worry. This is how you can fix that. And I love it. So I'm going to take an aqua painter and I'm going to get myself some ink. Your clear blocks are always available to use as a paint palette. So I'm going to go in here, get a little bit of that, and that is very wet. Okay, just moving this color around. All right, one little. Okay, I couldn't talk while I was doing that. Oh my God, that was a little bit stressful. I should have picked a different, this is the big brush. Ugh, okay. Well, that explains that. All right, but now you see I've colored it in with the same color, added a little bit more, and she's nice and dark and no texture spots, so perfect. Okay. All right, now let's go back to our original. We've got our octopus, and you'll notice I punched a little bit of foil out with this fishnet thing, and that was really big. I didn't want that whole piece there, so I took it and I ripped it in half. So I used half on this card and half I'm going to use right here. Now I am just going to run some tape on it because the octopus is actually going to hold it in place too. All right, that'll be good. And I'm going to put a bunch of dimensionals on here, and I'm going to use the little ones because I want to get into a lot of his tentacles and everywhere that I can, because I'm using this to also adhere the foil, the silver fishing net, because when I stick it down, you know, it's going to by default hold that down in place. More, let's see, can I get some in here? Yeah. Now I could go and cut these like real tiny too, but this I think is good enough. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to mention the comments. No, I did. I said I would use the comment picker. Oh, now let me look and see. Hey, Tracy, Sue, Deborah, Gail, Susie, love it. All right, Gail will be proud of me for using all these dimensionals because that's what she does. 13 to 16 per card. Just a general rule of thumb. All right, now before I attach this, after I peel all these papers off, I am going to glue my watercolor piece onto my white background because that would kind of be tricky if I put the octopus on first. Plus that gives Little Miss Mermaid some more time to dry. Notice how inked up my hands are? Yeah, it's not the end of the world. All right, set this aside. I actually might have to hit her with a heat dry because she is still wet. So, all right, this again. Now to dry her, I just got this Tim Holtz Heated Craft Tool, which looks like a little mini hair dryer. I believe you can emboss with it. I saw a video and it just takes longer, but I got it specifically just to dry stuff. Okay, there we go. Dried. I like that. All right, now for something this, I want to say textured and lumpy and all that, I really like to use the glue to adhere. So let's get this all on here. Get that out of the way. Where'd my white piece go? All right, here we go. Also with the glue, you can wiggle your piece of paper around some, so if you didn't get it quite right, like it's not an emergency, the end of the world. You can see how it's wiggling a little bit. All right, that's where I want it, so I just gotta lay this, and I gotta hold this for just a few minutes. Didn't leak out, so now it's a good time to look over. Gail, you're so proud of me, right, for using all those dimensionals. They're funny. Okay. Hey, Shelly. Who's Shelly? Let me scroll up. Sue, you're cracking me up. Okay. So, this is a little bit wet. Now you see how it's gotten a little bent, and that's from the glue, all the water, like it's fine. Now for this, I'm gonna use again the glue, and I'm gonna put this right on the card front, as I'm forgetting the important greeting. All right, so I thought I Miss You a Lot would be appropriate for our current situation. So I've gone to the Seriously the Best, which this set is also retiring. I can't believe it. These 3 sets are retiring and I love them all. So I'm keeping them because they're some of my favorites. All right, so let's put him in this greeting in Bermuda Bay. Now I'm going to hand cut this, so I'm not terribly worried if I get it straight. Huh. I got that pretty straight. But I still want to trim it because I don't want it to be this long. I didn't used to hand trim stuff at all. Like I would get in there with a teeny tiny paper cutter. But now I'm like, what's the worst that'll happen if it's not perfectly straight? It's not going to be the end of the world. All right, let me put some glue dots. So I'm going to use glue dots, maybe 3 of them. I'm off camera. At this point, the staple is just for decorative purposes. Just because I have this little staple straight, and I like to use it. So cute, 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 cute. All right, we're ready to glue this to our card front. Now I am pretty liberal with the glue, and I recognize that. That's okay. I don't know if it makes the cards heavier or not, but I'm not worried about it. Very rarely. I do weigh my cards when I'm going to send them out because I just want to check and see. And very rarely are they overweight, unlike myself. So, all right. Totally cool. Now let's get Mr. Octopus on there. Oh, let me show you. So I had cut this one originally. I did him in blueberry, and that was my original plan. I like that. I mean, I really like it because, you know, it's Bermuda Bay, and then we have the gradation down here to the blueberry. So same, but he kind of gets lost, I thought. So off he goes, and then we'll use this guy. Boop. Okay, hold these down. My finishing touches were some colored rhinestones. Noble Peacock, I love the colors in here. They are Bermuda Bay, I think Granny Apple, Flirty Flamingo, Gorgeous Grape, and Night of Navy. Actually, I'm not too sure of the pink. But I love them. And of course, as what luck would have it, they are retiring also. So I'm glad I have 2 packs of these. Now for this one, so the original I used the Bermuda Bay. For this one I'm going to do the ones that say they're Night and Navy, but they're really not Night and Navy. But they're a good blue. Oh, I love it already. Yep. I'm going to put that over there. Excuse me. Drink of water. Actually, I've got some cough drops here. Might as well have one. Okay, so that blue, and then I use some of these littler ones. Oh yeah, so I like them both. And then the teeny tiny one. Okay. Sorry. So that is our ink smashing card. The technique, pretty easy. Let me just show you a couple other backgrounds that I did while I was at it. This I ink smashed Melon Mambo and Pumpkin Pie. And then I went back later and did the water dots on it. So I'm going to do something with those. Very cool. I also want to show you what it looks like if you don't use watercolor paper. This I did the same technique, but I used the thick ultra white cardstock, Whisper White cardstock. It really bleeds along the edges. This paper was just not meant to handle that much water that you're using. So I really can't recommend. I mean, I will use these. Let me see if I can get, how close can I get? They're a little bit duller than the watercolor paper. Let me bring in the one. This is the one we just made. This is the one that I did before. So here, I mean, you can see the texture of the watercolor paper. Here, it just looks flat. I mean, the colors, you still get the movement of the colors. And I like it. I will use it, but it is flat. It's different. It's not intended to soak up that much water. So, yeah, I really like how this one turned out too. This, I really like that bubble of color there. And like this, I like how I drug it through some of the dark, and that made it kind of different. And yours will be different every time. Every watercolor project will be different every time. But it's going to be cool. So this, I would love to see you make something and post it. Try some different colors, like whatever you have. So that's that. I showed you my extra backgrounds. The retirement list just came out, and I posted that. Oh, Gail, try it on shimmer white. I have done that before. I do like the shimmer white. That does hold up pretty good too. And it does come, the little shimmer comes through a little bit. But the watercolor paper really, it does pick it up better. But definitely something to try. So like I was saying, a retirement list came out yesterday. I posted those different files. They're PDFs, so you may have to like make them a little bit bigger so you can read them. There's a lot of stuff on there. They've actually discounted stuff already, so that's in the stores. I mean, in the online store. Let me pop over here to my comments. So, like I said, I'm going to give away a card. And actually, I'm going to leave it to you. A or B. Let me mark these. Is this in the frame? All right. This one will be A. And this one will be B. Now, I'm going to try to get over here to the random comment picker. Now I have to find, oh, here's the link. Okay, I think I know what you mean, Gail. Let's give it a whirl. Copy. So this random comment picker, it's supposed to, it filters out duplicate users. So like everybody that commented is going to get one entry for this, I think. All right, enter. Let's see how this works. I'm hitting it, enter, yep. Oh, start. Okay, I had to scroll down. Jeez. Did you order any of the half boxes? So Gail, I have some of the half boxes. I did not. I ordered the full size because that's what I store my my other stamps in. Why is this not working? Log in with Facebook. I did. Then I put in the link. Where do I find the URL? I got it. I hit enter. And then I hit start. And why is this not enter the Facebook URL? Sorry, ladies. Please bear with me. So I have to find the link of the post, which I think this is. I think I've got it. This is at the top. Oh, wait a sec. Turn off, edit. Nope, it's not that. All right, it's got to be the thing at the top. Copy. Let's get back over here. Comment picker. Go to the post and click on the date or time, but I'm live, so that's got to work. Oh, for the Pete's sake. This is why I should have done this ahead of time and practiced it. Find the URL. All right, at this point, I'm going to figure it out later, and then I will tag you. I will take a picture of the random comment that comes up, and I will post that in the comments here, and I will tag whoever won. And if I don't already have your address, you just have to move down. Yeah, I moved down, and I clicked on start, and it's not working. So anyway, I'm over this. I'm going to figure it out in a few minutes. I'm not going to keep you guys hanging on here. So that's that. So give me a like if you like this, or a little heart if you loved it. And I'm going to end this, and I will see you again next week. So thank you guys for coming in, and I'll see you. Have a good week. Thanks. Bye.